Shalom, y'all. It's your boy P.7. This is Esau Part 7. It's already up in the school for those that have joined. This section, we will be dealing with the birth of Esau. Now, let's get into the birth of Esau. I brought this out in Part 1, but I'm bringing it out again for those that want to learn even deeper and even more. And I want to show y'all some things now that I have these scholastic sources. All right, so let's start here where your camp leaders, they like to dazzle you and put these thoughts in your mind to make you think Esau is the white man before you can even have any true understanding of who he is. They'll show you pictures, they'll show you images, they'll give you stories, theorize, and give you their personal experiences to make you think Esau is the white man before you can get the understanding of what the Most High is really saying. So I just want to show y'all how they do that without even giving you a fair shot of getting any understanding of what the Most High is saying by giving you their own interpretation. Let's check that out real quick, and we're going to come right back.
Would be the forefathers of two nations. Read.
And two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Meaning two different types of people would be separated. I want you to look at that word. They're separated from your bowels. Read.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people. That's why a lot of people are amazed at how our people were suffered for so many years, but was able to endure it. And how we take over the sports field. Whatever we get in, we dominate. People are amazed at this thing. Read.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
So now the Lord says the elder boy, whichever boy comes out first, shall be a servant, a slave to the younger boy. Read.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
Now we know they were not identical, right? How do we know they weren't identical? How do we know?
It will be two separate nations.
All right. Two manner
of
people would be separated. Yes. That's how you know they would not be identical.
And the Most High said unto her, two nations are in your womb, and two manner of people shall be separated at thy bow. So they'll say, oh, well, there's two manner of people, so it's got to be a white man and a black man, when there were really no white people over there in the land of Israel back then. Doesn't make any sense. Right? And the one people shall be stronger than the other. And they say, see, we dominate all the sports and everything. They only saying that because we in this captivity. What about the Israelites that are still in Africa? Are they saying that? Are they teaching that? You see what I'm saying? So anybody can twist the story their own way. And the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. Now I just want to bring out some precepts to speak on some things. I might have brought this out before, but once again, I'm doing it again for those that wish to learn. So let's get a precept about that word manner, okay? Because they're giving you a song and a dance. So let's get a precept. 2 Chronicles chapter 18, verse 19. And the Most High said, who shall entice Ahab, king of Israel, that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one spake, saying after this manner, and another saying after that manner. So two spirits came up and said that they would basically get the job done. One spirit said they would do it this way, and another said they would do it that way. Two manner, two different ways of doing things. That's what that verse is saying there when it says two manner of people. Okay, it's mannerism. It's a way of doing something. But let's go in the dictionary and look at the definition, right? One definition is a way in which a thing is done or happens. You see that? A way in which a thing is done or happens, right? Taking notes in an obtrusive manner. Okay, they give you that example. Let's go to the other example. A person's outward bearing or way of behaving towards others. You see that? So when it says two manner of people shall be separated at thy bowels, again, in the second example, it's a way of outward bearing or way of behaving. We know Esau behaved totally different than Jacob. Esau was wicked. He didn't want to learn when he was supposed to. He wanted to do his own thing. Jacob was obedient. He did as his mom said. She said, don't take those women. Go take these women. Esau, he didn't want to listen. So these were the two mannerisms of a way a person can do something or be. It wasn't saying, oh, well, he's one is black and one is white. And that's the manner.
And two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Meaning two different types of people would be separated. I want you to look at that word. They're separated from your bowels. Read.
That's false. That's what I'm saying. They're giving you a song and a dance and painting their own picture for you without you really getting the true understanding of what's being said.
There were twins in her womb.
Now we know they were not identical, right? How do we know they weren't identical? How do we know?
It will be two separate nations.
All right. Two manner
I'm sorry.
of people would be separated. That's how you know they would not be identical.
Foolish doctrine. But let's go into the book of Josephus to see what he has to say on that. So again, we're going here back in the book of Josephus, okay, to get some further information on this Esau and Jacob. All right, let's see what he has to say concerning Esau and Jacob and them being twins, right? So Jacob obeyed his mother according to all her instructions. Now, when the supper was got ready, he took a goat skin and put it about his arm, that by reason of its hairy roughness, he might by his father be believed to be Esau, all right? For they being twins and in all things else alike, differed only in this thing. You see that? For they being twins, they were twins. They still look alike. Okay? And in all things else alike, differed only in this thing. You see that? So they only differed in the skin texture. All right, one had a rough skin, one had smooth skin. Besides their mannerisms, they were twins, and in all things else alike. They were alike. They had the same woolly Negro hair, the same Negro nose, the same Negroid complexion. They differed only in this thing, dealing with the roughness of the skin. They only differed in that. Besides the mannerisms. So they were twins. He's telling you they were twins. And in all things else alike. That includes everything else. Hair texture. Okay. Skin complexion. All right. Features. They differed only in this thing, dealing with the skin. Dealing with the texture of the skin. One was smooth and one was hairy. That's why he had to put on the goat skins, basically. Right? Just like I showed y'all here in this book, Babylon to Timbuktu, where the brother said here, if your mother and your grandparents were black, I am positive that you would have many colored features. And we know Esau's mother and father were black. So Esau would still have these colored features. The Negro woolly hair, okay, the dark skin, all right, the Negroid nose. He would still have these features. That's why he's telling you, for they were being twins, and in all things else alike, differed only in this thing. That's why he brought up the situation here. So he understood at that time that it wasn't no one was black, one was white. They know there was no white people over there unless they were the heathens that came over there, the Greeks and the Romans. So these brothers are dazzling you, putting thoughts in your mind before you can even form a common sense opinion, before you can actually think for yourself and gain a true understanding of what the Most High is saying. This is why you have to do your research and use common sense. Because the so-called white man, the so-called black man, there is nothing twin-like between them two. Now, if we get into the forensics of the matter, right? The Ancient Black Hebrews, Volume 2. The forensic proof simply explained. This is going to further back up what I was just saying about them being twins and how they should have the same features still, right? Because they were twins. All right, let's start here. I'm just going to bring out this little bit of this information. All of this tells us that the ancient Hebrews of the Old Testament, Hebrews, Esau was a Hebrew, were a black people, like other aboriginal peoples of West Asia. Okay, so now let's go. Now, right here, they show you skulls, right? Skulls of a Caucasian, Negroid, and East Asian in that order. Okay, notice the Negroid skull and East Asian skull are alike. All right, wide noses. The Caucasian skull is open like that. It's not like wide. It's like narrow, basically, right? This is going back to what I'm saying. If they were twins, they would still have the same similar features, right? The nose, the hair texture. Let's go over here. Climate influences the shape of the skull and face. See, climate, where they're from. The so-called white man doesn't belong over there in that hot climate. This is why they get cancer and all these things. You can look that up. They get cancer over there. Why? Because they don't belong over there. We know this because of the many studies that have shown that the shape of these places consistently vary with climate. Because of this, we can examine an ancient skeleton and tell whether it is indigenous to a particular kind of climate. Exactly. That goes for the people that are over in our land, right, that are not the biblical people, but y'all telling these people that they're the biblical people and that they belong over there, basically, right? As one moves from colder to warmer climate, right, they will find an increase in the outer covering melanin in native races within a warmer-blooded species. So y'all saying basically Esau has no melanin, so he doesn't belong over there. This predicts dark-colored outer covering in tropical and subtropical animals. Okay, Zonovan Illustrated Bible Dictionary, real quick. I just want to bring this, make the connection here in Arabia, because this is where Esau is from, right? And also I want to make a connection also with this book, Zonovan Pictorial Bible Dictionary. So it's going to be saying that basically the same thing here, and then we'll jump right back about this Indo-European people that y'all basically saying is Esau, like they belong over there. So if we go here dealing with Arabia, right, and it says Idumeans. Idumeans are who? The Edomites. Now let's see what they say. Idumeans and the Nabateans, all Semitic peoples. They collided with Indo-Europeans pressing down from Asia Minor and Iran. You see that? Esau, the Nabateans, all Semitic peoples, they collided with these Indo-Europeans. So Esau, the Edomites, they were not Europeans. And they're telling you that in these sources that you guys have or should have, right? Also in here, saying the same thing. Okay, under Arabia, Idumeans and Nabateans, all Semitic peoples who collided with Indo-Europeans pressing down from Asia Minor and Iran. Okay, so they telling you that, all right, that the so-called white man, they're not Edomites. Okay, the so-called white man is not Edomites. All right, if we had to make a decision based solely on the dominant simple pattern in the coronal suture would appear to make Caucasian identity unlikely. But yet these brothers are saying that the Caucasians are likely basically from over here, right? We would have a choice between sub-Saharan Africans and East Asians, all right? The ancient Judeans, however, appear to be more likely sub-Saharan Africans than indigenous North Africans for this trait. So, I mean, the forensic science is telling you that, like I was showing y'all, that if Jacob and Esau, they were twins, right? They would have to be warm adapted people, they would have to have the same pigmentation in their skin to thrive over there, right? The people that are over there today, they get cancer and all that in their skin because they don't belong over there. So now I want to show you this thing is serious. You know, these people over there in the land of Israel, these quote unquote Europeans, are really getting skin cancer and they're dying over there. This is a serious thing. This information is all over the internet. As we see here, dying to be Israel, the high cost of living in the Holy Land without melanin. You see, these people, they don't belong over there. So the white man could never be Esau because Esau lived over there. That was where he was from. Okay, did you know the Israelis have the second highest rate of melanoma in the world? Well, they do. Source: melanoma is a fatal skin cancer that develops as a result of exposure to the sun. Just to give you a perspective on where Israel is located, here's a map. Notice how it is close to Africa. Okay, according to the CDC, black people have the lowest rate of melanoma and white people have the highest rate of melanoma. Here's a chart that comes from the CDC's website. This is the chart here. I'm just blowing it up for you guys so you can see that. Take a good look at that. See, this is just proving that Esau could never be the white man. Like, common sense. They don't belong over there. Esau was from Mount Seir in Arabia, where it's hot as hell over there. So there's no way that he could be a so-called white man. You see what I'm saying? Esau wasn't getting skin cancer and all of that over there. So why are these, if Esau is a white man, why are they getting skin cancer and dying over there? Because of the sun. It's hella hot over there, and it's been hella hot over there. Because that's basically Africa. I showed you that before my video, the heathens versus Edom. All right, all that's Africa. It's hot there. These people, they don't belong there. Anyway, you can Google this, research this, and you'll find this confirming more proof that they don't belong over there, proving that Esau could never be the white man. They don't belong over there. All right, they would have woolly hair and all these colored features. All right, so these books are confirming the testimony that Esau is not the white man. So y'all need to get these sources and dig a little deeper and stop pushing these dummy doctrines, man. It just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. It's just ignorant. It just sounds like hatred. And I get it. I understand. We upset. We've been through slavery, but we need to seek deeper, get more wisdom. Okay, it doesn't mean that the so-called white man is getting off the hook and they all good and I'm a lover of white people. No, it means we need to seek more. All right, we've been destroyed so bad. We don't even know who the hell we are. We don't know what's going on. We waking up basically to go right back to sleep. Now, this particular movie is called Lawrence of Arabia, where they're showing you that the so-called white man doesn't belong there because they're constantly making jokes about him and him being over there and so forth and so on. So I'm just going to show you spontaneous clips to back up everything I'm saying to prove that they know that the so-called white man does not belong over there. So let's get a clip real quick.
Lawrence, only two kinds of creature get fun in the desert. Bedouins and gods, and you're neither. Only two kinds of creature get fun in the desert. Bedouins and gods, and you're neither. You're neither.
So there you have it. Notice what he says. Now, this movie was made in 29 or 39. Notice what he said. There are two kinds of creatures that get found in the desert. Bedouins and gods, and you're neither. Telling you the so-called white man does not belong in the desert where Esau is from. Shutting y'all down in so many different ways and forms. This is a dummy doctrine.
Take it from me. For ordinary men, it's a burning, fiery furnace. Take it from me. For ordinary men, it's a burning, fiery furnace.
Then he says, take it from me. It's a burning, fiery furnace. Basically over there. Telling you it's hot as hell over there. And your tail don't belong over there. This is what they're saying, and they're showing you throughout the whole movie. That the so-called white man does not belong over there. Proving to you the so-called white man is not Esau. It's a dummy doctrine on so many levels. But y'all got these Israelite teachers who are deceiving you, throwing up these devil horns at 666 are the ones teaching you.
Realizing who the Roman is. Rome. See, you've been reading the book of Matthew, not realizing who the Roman is. Rome. See, you've been reading the book of Matthew, not realizing.
And I know that you said, and I know that you said, and I know.
So what does this mean? Because right here, he didn't have his dwelling was not the fatness of the earth. So right here, he didn't have his dwelling was not right here.
This is the
Meaning the Edomites would conquer everybody. They conquered Japheth, everybody. They conquered Japheth, everybody. They conquered Japheth. Okay. Now, first night. When the white man came back in power, 1453. Okay, they conquered.
this is the sign of the horns.
I'm a psychic phenomenon. Watch this. I don't know who you are. Watch this.
They conquered.
I'm a psychic phenomenon. Watch this. I don't know who you are. Watch this.
Think about that. These people are deceiving you, man. They are deceiving you. But hey, we love deception, right? If you would like to view this lesson, it's about 9 hours long. And it's up in the school. Hit the link in the description and join now. On that note, peace and shalom.